Well, that's a wrap. 2008, 2014, 2015, 2017, 2018, 2019, and 2020 world champion. Now, a lot of people are going to argue, including me. They're going to say, if he wouldn't have had that engine blowout in 2016, he should have won it. In my opinion, yeah. In 2007, in his debut season, if they wouldn't have told him to come into the pit, which he didn't need to, he would have won the title, which he would have. So now we could have been looking at not just a 7-time champion, a 9-time champion. But that's in the past. We're here now. There's no point looking in the past. That's behind us. We are now in 2020, and Lewis Hamilton is a 7-time world champion. Blood. It is amazing. What a race. What a race. We saw the craft of a true world champion. Not many drivers could have done what Lewis Hamilton done today. Not many drivers. Definitely think he could have done it. Ayrton Senna, well, he did it at Donington Park. So you could have had Ayrton Senna, Schumacher, Alonso, maybe Vettel, depends. But not many drivers in the past could have done what Lewis Hamilton done. This guy, he's got a degree in mastering tyres. If there's a degree out there in managing tyres, Lewis Hamilton has got it. Not just a degree, he's got a master's degree. I just couldn't believe it. The magician, I thought before the race, he's not going to do it. I said at the beginning of the race, he's not going to win the world title. I mean, he's not going to win this race. I thought he's not even going to get on the podium. Not just because he can't, it's just the way that the track was. Everybody was slipping everywhere. Yeah, it was like ice ring. Practice was dog shit. You know my thoughts on that. Go back to my video, what I done yesterday, my qualifying video. Hit me up on that and you'll see what I said on that. I'm not going to get into all that. But there's no way that I thought Lewis Hamilton was going to even get on the podium. But he won the race. Unbelievable. And what a race it was. I'll get into the race later, but Twitter is blowing up. Twitter. This is a guy that come from nothing, a man from Stevenage. His dad was, he said, right, he went go-karting. He started off as a hobby. And then he ended up really liking it. And his dad kept pushing him and pushing him and pushing him. Kept going to this go-karting place. Dad tried to get sponsors. Most of the time they used to just laugh at the dad's face. Lewis Hamilton said himself the amount of time that people used to be like, used to turn up their nose because of the colour of the skin. When his dad used to ask for sponsors, he used to go to bed at night time, upset the way people used to talk to the dad. But the dad soldiered on. He didn't let this negativity get to him. No. He soldiered on. And now, Lewis Hamilton, of all the hard work that him and his dad put together all over the years, Lewis Hamilton is now a 7-time world champion. 7-time. And in counting. Counting. Because next year, who's going to stop him? Who's going to stop him? The regulations are not changed. Regulations are still the same. Same cars. Nothing has changed. So next year, it's going to be the same. You're going to go into next year. No altercation on the cars. Everything's still the same. You got Valtteri Bottas as his teammate. Valtteri Bottas ain't winning no world title. Why Lewis Hamilton is at Mercedes? He ain't winning world title. Lewis Hamilton has got that team around him. Just like Michael Schumacher had Ross Brawn. He had all them guys behind him when he was at Ferrari. Same thing. He's got the team behind him. Just like Max has got the team Red Bull behind him, but Red Bull just hasn't got it to beat Mercedes. They can do what they want. They can say, oh yeah. And another thing, I hate when people try and compare Max Verstappen to Lewis Hamilton. When Max Verstappen has won a multiple world titles, then come back to my channel and argue the case. Because he's not. He's not even in the same league as Lewis Hamilton. He's not even in the same league. And it showed it today. How many times did he spin? 4, 5? Exactly. How many times did he spin today? Lewis Hamilton would have never made them mistakes. That's the difference between Lewis Hamilton and Max Verstappen. They go, oh yeah, if Max Verstappen got in a Mercedes, so what? He's still what? Max Verstappen, you got guys, Rosberg, it took the car long, it took Rosberg to do it. Bottas still hasn't achieved it. He still hasn't achieved it. So look at Twitter. Twitter is blowing up. About, let me get the Twitter up. There you go. Twitter's blowing up. Lewis Hamilton equals Michael Schumacher's record after winning a 7th F1 World Championship title. Breaking news. Lewis Hamilton wins the Turkish Grand Prix to clinch his 7th world title. Breaking. Look at that. Breaking news. Lewis Hamilton has won the 7th title. Breaking news. SBN. Look all them titles. There you go. Breaking news. There you go. I played a bit of that audio. That was amazing to see that. It was absolutely amazing. Look at this. He's blowing up. And at the end of the day, he deserves it. And then when that race finished, I'll have a drink. When that race finished, I've never saw Lewis Hamilton cry ever. Genuine emotion was coming out of Lewis Hamilton's mouth. Genuine emotion. Genuine. You saw it when he took his helmet off. He was in the car. And you know what? I'm glad the grid, what finished 1, 2, and 3 today, the finish. That's exactly how I wanted it. I wanted at the beginning, I never thought it was going to happen, but that it was wishful thinking at the time. I wanted Hamilton, I wanted Vettel, and I wanted Perez. Long as them three, it don't matter what order, long as them three finished on the podium, that's what I wanted, but I never thought it was going to happen. But when it happened, I was so happy that Vettel finished alongside with Hamilton. Because Vettel's like his old rivalry. And it's nice to see him enjoy the moments with Lewis Hamilton. It was amazing. Vettel, and Perez, both of them need to get on that podium. And he did it today. And it was amazing. It was a perfect finish. I'm glad that Max Verstappen didn't get on the podium. I was so happy. And if you don't like it, I don't care. You know how I stay. I don't care about the negativity, the hate, the dislike. It don't matter to me. I'll continue. I'll move on. That's just the way it is. Today, like I mentioned yesterday in my video, I was watching Toto Hammer. His live stream. He had a live stream, live review, listening to the live commentary. I was on his feed today. It was amazing. I saw a couple of people today subscribe to him. Happy for them. Happy for him. Build up his channel. I'll leave his link in the description below. And his Twitch link as well. It was amazing. Absolutely amazing. What a day today, F1 history. What a day. And maybe them haters that always hate Lewis Hamilton, you know, the ones on the internet, he's only in the best car because he's in the best car. Well, Bottas hasn't won it, has he? And he's in the same car. Because you're in the best car, that doesn't mean you're going to win. You have to be. It's what you do with the car. That's what Ted Kravitz said today at the end of the when he done his Ted's notebook. It's what you do with a car sometimes. You might have the fastest car, but you make mistakes. You make mistakes. But Hamilton is consistent, year in, year out, keeps his head down, never puts his head above water. He never jumps and says, oh yeah, 4 races ago I'm going to win the title. When it's mathematically that he's won it, then he'll say he's won the title. Then he's happy. It doesn't matter if he's 2 points off and Bottas is 30 points behind him. He's still not going to say he's still not going to say he's won the title. And he's very humble as well. That's a good thing. He's very humble, and he's true to whatever he does. He does his training. I know all the other drivers train. He trains year in year, and he's not the youngest guy in the world. And you think most drivers at that age, they start winding down. Lewis Hamilton said at the end of the race, "I'll just get started." Multi-21 interviewed him after the race. I had Martin Brundle after with the celebrations, giving the interview. But when I got on the podium, there was another guy. I'll just call him Multi-21. He was there and he was talking to the drivers. He said to Lewis Hamilton, "How long do you think you've got?" And he goes, "I'm just getting started." Mark Webber said, "That's good for us, but I don't think the drivers are going to like that." But he's happy for the fans and he's happy for him. Because Mark Webber, he's a big Lewis Hamilton fan. He always respects him. He always bigs him up. Always. But it was amazing. Absolutely amazing race. It was like... It's like watching a live film. That's what it was like. You knew. And the thing about it, what amazed me, there was no safety car. I thought at the beginning of this race there's going to be at least 6 safety cars. 6 at least. But there was no safety car. Which was, I was baffled. There was a virtual safety car, but no full safety car. Because all virtual safety car is that everybody just slows down and keeps the same speed. That's all the virtual safety car is. But Twitter's blowing up. It was amazing. Lewis Hamilton, I'm so happy for him. I'm so happy for him. And I want him to continue. I want him to get 8. Sorry, let's have a drink. I want him to get 8. I want him to get 8. I want him to get 8. I want him to get 10. If he can get 10, but I want him to get 8 so he stands alone on the top. He's the best anyway. Statistically, if you look at all the records, he's got everything. He's won pole record, podium record. He's got the most fastest laps, the most front row lockouts. He's got everything. He's got all the records. All right, the only one is there. He's got the racing record. To me, that's the most important one. He's won more races than anybody. And he'd done that a couple of weeks ago. So for me, that was it then. And him and Marcus Schumacher on the same championship. But if you look at all the other records, he's broke it. So really, statistically, he's on the top. So, yeah. So we're going to get into this review. There's a lot of notes on here today. Yeah, I'm going to get to the review now. So, Antonio, who crashes at the beginning? Antonio Giovinazzi, he crashes on the warm-up lap. Not the lap, the warm-up lap. Antonio Giovinazzi crashed his car, his nose. He got back into the pits, replaced his nose. And George Russell also had a little rattle as well, a little spin. So George Russell decided to start from the pits along with Latifi. Latifi didn't crash, but where there was on the position, the way the rain was, it was more safer for them to start on the pits, out of the pits, and that's what they did. Smart move, that's what I would have done. Look, if you're at the back, and you know you don't want to get caught up in all the mess, you start from the pits. If you're at the front, you're not going to start from the pits, but if you're at the back and you know that you ain't got the fastest car, and you know when the race starts, you know the rain's going to go everywhere, everyone's going to be spinning everywhere, the smart move is to start from the pits, and that's what Williams did. So that was a clever move from them. Hamilton started a great start. Ocon got hit on the track. He spun. Daniel Ricciardo was going through the middle. He spun. Ocon spun. So he was off the track. Hamilton goes wide. Hamilton went into third place. So Hamilton was on a good little run here. He went into first place. He went a bit wide. He was third place for the first lap. He went a bit wide, and then Vettel passed him, and then Vettel went into third place. To me, Vettel was amazing. Vettel today got driver of the day. He should have. I'd say him and I think Hamilton should have got it. Just where Hamilton came from and the tyres, the way he managed his tyres, I think Hamilton should have got driver of the day, but Vettel was a close second. But to the guys on whether voted on the stupid poll, Vettel got driver of the day, and I can live with that. So Ocon pits on lap 2 with the wet tyres, so Ocon was spun. I don't know if he damaged his car. He might have damaged his car a little bit, but he wasn't that bad, so he pits on the second lap, puts the wet tyres on, so he started off on the intermediate. Renault thought that the intermediates was going to be there for him, that was going to manage the tyres, the intermediates at the beginning, but it didn't work out that way. Obviously, he got a spin, lost his grip, so they thought, right, we're going to bring him in on lap 2, we're going to put the intermediate tyres on, and they're going to put the full wet on, and that helped him on for the race. But at the beginning, because he spun, he just lost position anyway. So Ocon, again, having not a very good race. But again, not everybody had the best race. It was the surface. Everybody knows about the surface and the track and the way it was wet. So today, it went the fastest car was going to win. The smartest man was going to win. That was the race today. Not the fastest, the smartest. Because today, this is what I always say. It's like with go-karts, with racing. If you're in the wet and the surface is bad the way it was at Turkey, right? When the surface is bad like that, and the wet comes down and there's rain and it's wet, all cars are equal. That's what I always say. All cars are equal, and that's what it was today. So, lap 8, Hamilton set fastest lap. So I was thinking to myself, okay, Hamilton setting fastest lap. at this point, I still didn't think that Hamilton was going to get on the podium. He was too far back. He was complaining about his brakes. But you know what Hamilton's like? He says his brakes bad and all of a sudden his brakes are good again. But at this time I thought to myself, nah, the rain's here. I probably believe him. I just don't think that Hamilton's going to get on the podium. All I cared about was Hamilton finishing the race in front of Bottas. Hamilton wins the title, done. Because that's all Hamilton had to do. It was damage limitation. He didn't need to win the race today. He didn't win, but he's a racer, isn't he? He's a racer. And he's got that never give up attitude, and that's what catapults him to the top. Not many drivers. Some drivers say, "Oh yeah, I don't give up. I don't give up," but they do give up. But Hamilton generally never gives up, and this is why he's in this position he's now, and that's why he's a 7-time world champion. So Vettel and Hamilton picked at the same time at lap 9. So there's two wise old veterans coming into the pits. Pits at the same time at lap 9. Stroll pits at lap 10, puts the intermediate tyres on. So a lot of people are going to the intermediates now. Ocon goes to the wet, but it worked for his car. But the majority of the drivers, because it was drying up a little bit, they started coming in for the intermediate tyres. Max said he wants to stay out. So everybody started to pit, he wanted to stay out. His team was calling him in. Max, no, not listening. He thinks he's bigger than the team. A lot of people don't agree with me, but to me, he thinks he's bigger than the team. He thinks that his job's there for life. Doesn't matter. I'm going to make my own decision. He thinks he's the world champion, never won a world title, Max Verstappen. At least with Lewis Hamilton, when they call him in and he goes, you know what? I ain't coming in. I'll come in about 2 more laps time. Tyres are fine. They accept it. But at the end of the day, he's a 7-time world champion. Max Verstappen isn't. So, Hazard, Antonio is taking... Antonio, he was out the race. His car breaks down. Hazard's virtual safety car comes out. That was at lap 14. Antonio weren't having the best start to race. Look, at the beginning of the race, I told you. He hit his car, changed his nose. He came out. Race started. He didn't get hit at the beginning, but his car just wasn't up to par. He wasn't up to par, and his car wasn't up to par. This is why I don't understand why. I do understand why the Alpha kept him, because obviously he's got that Ferrari connection, and this is why they want to keep him. But I think someone else should have replaced him. Maybe Jack Aitken. I would have put Jack Aitken. I would have had Jack Aitken in that Alfa Romeo. Get rid of Antonio. To me, he's just not good enough. He's just not good enough. There's a few drivers in that F1. He's just not good enough to be there. Kimi should have. All right, Kimi's been there different for Kimi. He's been there a long time. He's put a lot of work in. He can say when he wants to leave. I get it. But Antonio should have left, in my opinion. That's just my opinion. There's no way Antonio is in the top 25 drivers in the world. No way. No way. So they bring out the virtual safety car. And lap 35, Albon pits. Now Vettel pits lap 34. Now Vettel was in a good position at this time. Vettel was in a good position. But when he came into the pits, they delayed him by 5 seconds. So when he came out to the pits, he was behind Max Verstappen. If they wouldn't have delayed him into the pits, he would have been in front of Max Verstappen. Same thing happened 2 weeks ago. He comes into the pits, and for some reason, the gun gets tight. They can't take the nut off. They delay, and they've done it to Vettel. You think then people are going to say, oh, they do it on purpose? Do I think they've done it on purpose? Probably. I don't know. I wouldn't put it past Ferrari. So Albon spins at lap 34 as well. He spins at Albon. He spun like a spinning top. Albon spun, and then in lap 36, Magnussen retired. He went into the pit. He went to change his tyre. They didn't put the gun on properly. Magnussen comes out. He had to stop the car straight away because the wheel came off. It was about to come off. He felt it coming off, so they stopped it. He stopped the car. Lap 37, Stroll comes behind Max. This is what I don't get. Stroll's in first place, and then the pit Stroll, and he comes behind Max. Free spin. Bottas spins again for the 3rd time in the race. Stroll, to me, at lap 37, they shouldn't have pitted him. He should have stayed out. They should have stayed out because he was in front. Perez was 2nd. Hamilton was 3rd. No, I don't know. I think Hamilton was 4th or 5th at the time. They shouldn't have pitted Perez. Perez's tyres were all right, and they pitted him. No, not Perez. They pitted Stroll. And Stroll said on the radar, "Are you sure you want to pit me? Are you sure you want to pit me? Are you sure you want to pit me?" And they pitted him, and it was a mistake. And because at the end, when he come out the pits, he was stuck behind the other drivers, and he couldn't get out, and he was stuck, and he kept going back and back. They should have just kept him out. When you've got 2 guys in the same team on the F1 grid, you do not pick the guy who's in front. You pick the guy who's behind. and he can cover off the person who's in third place. But they pitted Stroll, and Stroll even questioned it, what Stroll should have done. If Stroll knew it was wrong and he knew his tyres was right, Stroll should have said, no, I'm not pitting, I'm staying out. Pick Perez instead. Don't pick me, pick Perez. They picked him, and it was a mistake I knew from the beginning. Another bad call from Racing Point. Just like 2 weeks ago with Perez. They screwed Perez. They pitted him at the safety car, and it was only about 4 laps ago, and he lost the podium. And the same thing with Lance Stroll. They could have got a 1 and 2. Lance Stroll could have been a 1 and 2 pink Mercedes, but they never. Racing Point. Lap 44, Charles was third. This is when it was amazing. Lap 44, Charles was third. Max pits, spins again 3 times. 3 times. So we had the lap. So all Max was doing is Max went into the pits about 3 times, 3 or 4 times. I forgot. I don't know if it was 3 or 4, but he went into the pits a lot. Flat spotted his tyres. His race was a disaster. At the one point, they got Albon to move over for Max Verstappen. They didn't need to, because Max probably would have passed him anyway, but Albon moved over. There's no way, in my opinion now, I'm going to get onto Albon, but there's no way that they should have made him move over. If Max was faster, they should have said, right, pass him anyway. Because he was faster anyway, but Albon slowed down. Maybe Albon wants to keep his job. It's not going to happen. I know, in my opinion now, Perez is the easy transition now. Perez is going to go to Red Bull and Albon's gone. And that's it. That's the way it's going to go. Unless Albon, when he does go, that he goes to what do you call it again? The B team, the B team of Red Bull, Toro Rosso. That's the old name, Toro Rosso. I still call him Toro Rosso, and join Gasly. That's the only way it's gonna. And then they don't get the Chinese guy to come in and replace. Because I heard that Honda wanted the Japanese guy from Formula 2 to come in and replace Fiat. But at the end of the day, Honda's not there anymore. They're leaving. So Red Bull can say, you know what? Fuck that. I'm not having you. I don't want him. I'm gonna have Albon instead. Albon padded up with Gasly, and that's it. That's the way it could be. And at the end, it was the best. At the end was the best. You had Vettel in 4th place, Charles Leclerc in 3rd place. You had Hamilton in 1st, stayed out of the tyres. Them dry intermediate tyres, they were worn out. And he stayed out because he knew, even though he had a pit window, they said to come in pit, he still had a pit window and still would come out in front. Hamilton goes, no, I'm staying out, because he was thinking, he was going back to 2007 when he was with McLaren, when they told him to pit in 2007. And he didn't need to. And when he came into the pits in 2007, he didn't even make into the pits. He went into the gravel, lost the race, and he lost the championship. And that was in his debut season. And he was thinking that today. He said at the end of the interview, he said, there's no way I was coming in for that pit at the end, because I was thinking of 2007 when I lost the title. So this time he said, no, I'm staying out. And he stayed out. He stayed out. And then second was Perez. So you had 1 and 2 was secured, but the best was 3rd place. At the end, Charles Leclerc was in 3rd place. Charles Leclerc was in 4th place, and he was chasing Perez for 3rd place. For 3rd. No, so it was 1st, Lewis Hamilton. 2nd, Perez. It was Lewis Hamilton 1st. He won. Perez was 2nd. And Charles Leclerc was 3rd. And Charles Leclerc was too greedy. He wanted to get 2nd place. So what did he do? He tried a right on the last corner before the finish line. He tried to dive bomb Perez. He locked up, went wide. Perez got the position back. He actually passed Perez. He passed Perez to 2nd place, but he locked up because he dive bombed him in the wet. He hit his brakes. He locked up, and then Perez got his 2nd place back. And Vettel from 4th place came back round and got 3rd place right at the end. It was like a movie finish, and I was so happy for Vettel, and I was so happy for Perez. 1, Perez should have got on the podium 2 weeks ago, and 3, I don't think Vettel's been on the podium this year, I don't think, and he deserved it. And at the beginning of the race, they were my 3 dream to finish, my 3 races, sorry, the 3 races I wanted to finish was them 3, on top, Lewis Hamilton, Perez, and Vettel, and not in that order either. I didn't care what order. I just wanted that. That would have been my dream podium. And it happened, and it was an amazing race. It was probably one of the best races of the season. One of the best races. He was amazing. And I was so happy for him, and now he's a 7-time world champion. He's just doing us so proud. He's doing his people so proud. And yeah, and that was the end of the race. It was absolutely amazing. That was probably the best race, of the season. Probably is up there. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to go onto the website. I'm going to show you the final standings. The final standings, the results are here. So I'm going to spin this round. I'm going to tell you the results. My throat is knackered. Because that was me shouting earlier when Vettel got that 3rd place. Oh, God. I was jumping everywhere. I was so happy. It was like a movie-style finish. The way he just got it at the end. And Leclerc just couldn't hold 3rd place. No. He wanted to go for 2nd. No. So what he did, he tried to go for 2nd. He passed Perez, but because he dive-bombed it, he locked up. Perez got the 2nd place back. And then Vettel from 4th place took Leclerc and got the 3rd place right on the last corner. It was a movie finish. So the finish where we finished off was Lewis Hamilton 1st, Sergio Perez 2nd, Sebastian Vettel 3rd, 4th place Charles Leclerc, 5th place Carlos Sainz, 6th place Max Verstappen, 7th place Alexander Albon, 8th place Lando Norris, 9th place Lance Stroll, 10th place Daniel Ricciardo, 11th place Esteban Ocon, 12th place Daniel Fiat, 13th place Pierre Gasly, 14th place 14th place Bottas. Horrible day for him, I don't think he cares anyway. 15th place Kimi Raikkonen, 16th place George Russell, 17th place Kevin Magnussen, and the ones that didn't finish was Romain Grosjean, Nicolas Latifi and Antonio Giovinazzi. So that is how it finishes. Now we're going to have... That's it. It's finished. And let's have a look. We've got the interviews. Usually we've got a few interviews on there. I'm sure Lewis Hamilton's on there. Let's have a look. Yeah, we've got the top 3. We'll have Toto. Start with Toto. Now we'll start with Vettel first. Vettel, he says... Turkish Grand Prix podium finisher, Sebastian Vettel. He said it's been a while. Yeah, it has. Let's get this on here now. Let's get this audio sorted.
Sebastian, congratulations. So good to see you back on the podium. I know there's a bit of fortune in the end, but you deserved it, don't you think?
Well, I mean, I made sure I was there, so I was closing the gap in the end, and I think in the mid part where I lost the position to Charles as well, I think I was a bit too conservative, trying to look after tyres too much. I don't think it made a big difference in the end, so once I started to push, then it was a little bit better, but yeah, I was closing the gap a little bit in the last laps, and then it was obviously good enough to snatch the podium.
It's obviously been a really tough year. How good was it to be back up on that podium?
Well, obviously good. It's been a while, so yeah, nice to take a trophy home.
Is it a relief because you've driven at times this year really well, and you just haven't always got the results?
Well, we had a rough year so far. We've mostly struggled in qualifying, and once you are back there, then it's very difficult. I think the pace in the race has always been better, but it's been in qualifying where for one or the other reason it didn't really happen, and obviously that made a big difference. So I couldn't benefit because I was in the middle of the pack rather than ahead of the pack.
So yeah, it's been a while, and I'm happy for him. Let's see, we've got Perez. Sergio Perez, a great race and a great result in Turkey. Yeah, and to me, he should be at Red Bull. And if Christian Horner doesn't take him for Red Bull, he's a moron. So let's play Sergio Perez, a great race and a great result in Turkey. Advertisement, I bet you.
Good.
There you go. Let's wait for the advert to finish. We're going to skip it here now. There you go.
Checo, congratulations. What a race.
Yeah, a great race. Difficult one all the way through. Looking after the tires, trying to learn the conditions. I think it's a great result. In hindsight, I don't know if we could have done any better pitting for a new set there in the end. But in the end, we got the result. My tires were vibrating like hell. I told my team on the radio as soon as I crossed the line, one more lap and they explode, you know. So no, it was a great race, great call from the team, and yeah, I'm pleased with the result.
You didn't put a foot wrong. You said you weren't sure if it could be better, but do you think the win at one point could have been on the cards?
No, I think Lewis was extremely strong today. The level he had, he's shown. He just came by easily. My mirrors were full of fog, so I wasn't able to see at all on my mirrors. Maybe that was why I had such a race, but they were keeping me informed about Lewis' pace, and then he just came by. I wasn't even expecting him to be there, so no, I think his pace, he just passed me and disappeared, and he controlled the race from there.
Good, great.
Sergio Perez, another lap would have been curtains for him. So we're gonna start with Toto again. We're gonna have Toto, and then we're gonna have Lewis Hamilton last, and then we're gonna try and get his celebration at the end. So we're gonna have Toto Wolff. Hamilton has shown again why he's the champion.
What a day for the team, what a day for Lewis. It was a champion's drive. What do you make of it?
Yeah, today showed again why he's a champion. He was the only one who kept the car on the road.
What makes Lewis so good? How is he able to do this when you guys have struggled all weekend?
He has this ability of analysis, of scrutinizing himself more than anybody. You would say that a 7-time world champion doesn't do that anymore because he's so good, but he does that all the time. And you will see in half an hour we're in the debrief, and we're going to talk about everything that didn't function today.
So Toto, basically their contracts are more or less done now. It's in the book. We're just going to wait for the confirmation, which I had no doubt they was going to sign another contract, obviously. So we're going to have Lewis Hamilton, see if we've got him on there. Lewis Hamilton, is he on there? Probably won't be on there because I know he was busy. Oh, here we go. Lewis Hamilton could only dream of a day like this after winning his 7th world title. But you know he's got a lot more left in his tank.
Writing's not that easy. Correct.
Lewis, 7-time world champion with a champion's drive. How does it feel?
Well, my job is done, and at least today, it feels incredible. I mean, it's today when I woke up, I knew it was going to be a tough day. I opened the blinds and it was grey sky, and then it's sunny, and had no idea what to expect. But I just tried to stay calm, not overthink things, and just go out there and have fun. Do is what I love doing. This is what I'm good at, and a lot of the time in our lives we can overthink things and get in our own way. So that was really what I was trying to control today. And geez, I really didn't think I was going to be able to produce a result like that, but something clicked mid-part race and I was gone.
Just how fun was it out there for you?
Oh, it was so much fun. I mean, it was difficult when I was behind. Obviously, at the start, I had new tires. Wasn't my choice, and I would have started on older tires probably, but struggled, lost position, and then I couldn't get past Seb. I was stuck behind him for ages, and I could see the guys ahead pulling away, and I was thinking, no, the race is falling further and further away from me. So all I could do there was just keep my head down, just keep same focus, you're not doing the same laps every time. I'm not. I'm always like tweaking things, changing things. Okay, that didn't work. This didn't work. Most things don't work. And all of a sudden, hey, I got it. And so just trying to use all these different tools I had, and all of a sudden it started to work. And you can only dream of a day like this. Finishing 6th and winning the championship, it just wouldn't have been the same. So this is a super special day.
Yeah, and that was the world champion, 7-time world champion. finishing. And that's it. That's a wrap. That's my review over. I'm going to leave you with the audio of the finish of Lewis Hamilton's lap. The radio in full becomes the 7-time world champion. I'm going to leave you with that, guys. And likes, dislikes, whatever you want to do, the video. Leave the comments below. Don't forget to check out Toto Hammer and his live race review. That was today. He does it. He's going to do it every weekend now. He'll have a qualifying review live on board live times, and he just today finished his race day live review on the Turkish Grand Prix as well. So look out for that. And yeah, he does track guides. So I'll leave all the descriptions below for Toto Hammer. Love you guys. I'll see you in 2 weeks. We've got a double Abu Dhabi. Yeah, that's what it is. So we're going to have Abu Dhabi in 2 weeks' time. No, not double Abu Dhabi, Bahrain. So we've got a double Bahrain and back-to-back. So it's going to be a triple header. So we've got Bahrain. Then we've got the Bahrain inner loop. I think it's inner loop or outer inner loop. And then the week after that, we're going to have Abu Dhabi to cap off the season. And this season is going to go into mid-December as well. So the guys are not going to have that much time to rest till winter season starts. But we all know what the cars they're getting. Nothing's changed. It's going to be the same cars from now till next year as well. Nothing's going to change. Bit of a copy and paste, really. So this is me signing out. See you later, guys. And now I'm going to bring up the celebration of Lewis Hamilton's radio in full as he becomes a 7-time world champion. Knew that was coming. Just wait for the advert to finish.
Get in there, Lewis. What a way to do it, mate. What a way to win your 7th world title. Mate, you have got to be proud of that. What an awesome drive.
Thank you so much, guys. That's for all the kids out there who dream the impossible. You can do it too, man. I believe in you guys. Thank you so much, everyone, for your support.
Lewis, congratulations for the 7th title. I couldn't have done it better. Fantastic drive with the slicks. Fantastic. It's really awesome to be a witness of that, Lewis.
And for HVP, Lewis, if you can go HVP 7 position 1. So into the pit lane, world champ.